Sean Diddy Combs, hip-hop icon, accused trafficker. On day one of his federal trial in Manhattan, jurors were hit with a video of brutal assault, witness testimonies of sex parties and violence, and the chilling claim that Diddy's empire was built on control, fear, and silence. Sean Combs entered the courtroom at 8:51 a.m., dressed in a light gray sweater over a collared shirt and khaki pants. His mother and 6 children sat quietly in the second row, exchanging gestures of encouragement as he blew them a kiss and made a heart with his hands. Presiding over the case is U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian, appointed by President Joe Biden in 2022. Jury selection concluded that morning. 12 jurors and 6 alternates, 12 men and 6 women, were sworn in, instructed, and seated. The prosecution opened with a direct warning. To the public, he was Puff Daddy, Diddy, a cultural icon. But there was another side. Federal prosecutors allege that for 2 decades, Sean Combs used his wealth, power, and a carefully selected inner circle to sexually exploit women, abuse employees, and cover it all up. They claimed he ran a criminal enterprise made up of bodyguards, assistants, and employees who not only enabled but actively concealed his crimes. At the center of this narrative, Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. He beat her brutally, a prosecutor told jurors, threw her like a rag doll. They claim Combs used violence, drugs, and manipulation to force women into sex acts, often transporting them across state and even international borders. Prosecutors previewed footage of what they called freak-offs, sex parties allegedly filmed by Combs and later used for blackmail. The first witness, Israel Florez, now an LAPD officer, formerly hotel security in L.A. He recounted a 2016 hotel incident involving Diddy and Cassie. Florez testified that he responded to a call about a distressed woman. When he checked surveillance footage, he saw a man pacing the 6th floor, later revealed to be Combs. Cassie was in the corner, covered in a hoodie, he said. She looked scared. Florez told jurors that Combs tried to stop her from leaving and later threw a wad of cash at him, saying, "Don't tell anyone." The courtroom then watched the infamous 2016 hotel video, Combs throwing Ventura to the ground, kicking her, and dragging her down a hallway. Florez admitted he didn't write everything in his report, but insisted he remembered the incident clearly. The next bombshell came from Daniel Phillip, a manager for a New York mail review service. He testified he was paid by Cassie Ventura for sex, with Combs present, directing the encounter. Phillip said the initial meeting was meant to be a striptease. Instead, he arrived to find only Ventura in lingerie and Combs in the corner, face partially covered, watching in silence. "She asked me to massage her with baby oil and see where things go," Phillip testified. Diddy sat in the corner, watching and pleasuring himself. Phillip said this was just the beginning. Over time, he was invited to more encounters, at hotels, Combs' home, and Ventura's. The rooms were always prepared the same: candles, closed curtains, baby oil. Combs, he said, always directed the acts. He also described witnessing Combs drag Ventura by her hair during a violent outburst. Phillip said he never intervened because he was terrified. Combs' defense team came out swinging. This case is about voluntary adult choices, not crimes. They acknowledged Combs' temper and his history of drug use, but claimed none of that proves trafficking, kidnapping, or racketeering. The defense argued that Cassie and others remained in consensual relationships with Combs for years and benefited from his lifestyle. You may think he's a jerk. That's not a federal crime. On the infamous video, they claimed it showed a moment of regret, not a pattern of trafficking. Regarding the alleged payment to cover up the video, they said it was to avoid bad publicity for both Combs and Ventura, not to obstruct justice. On the prostitution charges, they argued Combs paid adult performers for experiences, not for sex. They insisted jurors must separate personal discomfort from legal definitions. This case carries more than legal weight, it's a cultural moment. Prosecutor Maureen Comey is no stranger to high-profile defendants. She helped bring down Ghislaine Maxwell in the Epstein case. Now she leads the team prosecuting Combs. Jurors were screened on their views of celebrity, sexual violence, and exposure to graphic content. The message: this trial will be raw. It will be disturbing, and it will challenge assumptions. For Combs, the stakes could not be higher. Facing up to 10 weeks of proceedings, dozens of witnesses, and reams of video and physical evidence. This is a trial that could define or destroy the legacy of a music giant. Day 1 is complete. And it's already clear, this is not just about Sean Combs. It's about power, protection, and what happens when the people behind the scenes finally speak out. 2 witnesses down, dozens more to go. One of hip-hop's biggest names faces the fight of his life, not in a studio, but in a courtroom. Stay tuned as we cover every shocking moment, every key testimony, and every legal twist in the United States v. Sean Diddy Combs.